morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I have my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go because we have some very interesting topics to talk about today. And these are mainly some economical topics because there are some Bitcoin inflation worries, some China economical worries. So we are going to talk about that and what that has to do with Bitcoin. Also, a little bit of what institutional money is doing with crypto at the moment. And then we are going to talk about the Ekomi token, where we have seen a little bit of price action to the upside. Discuss that, if that's pump and dump or if something else is going on. And we are also going to discuss something about the interactive NFTs of Vivi. But all of that, as always, after the intro. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, Omi child, even though it's good night. Sip of coffee. Sorry for my voice and so on. I'm a little bit under the weather like yesterday, but worse because now I have fever and something like the flu probably. But that doesn't keep me from doing Crypto Morning Coffee, obviously. So if you appreciate that, then smash up the like button, and in general, smash up the like button to get more people in here, to help the channel, to help the live streams coming out. And then also, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to tick the little bell to always get notified whenever I start a live stream or upload some videos. A couple of people of you are already here. I want to quickly thank my rare hodlers, my channel members that are for being subscribed to the channel, supporting me in this monthly way. You are the sponsors of this channel. That's why I'm giving you this intro screen. I'm really grateful for the support. And there we go. So let's jump right into the action. Share my screen here. Yep. Okay, that works. Good. So first of all, we have this one here, right? That came out yesterday. So the July CPI, Consumer Price Index report, shows inflation gauge rose 3.2%, less than expected. So the Consumer Price Index rose from a year ago in July slightly, but below expectations. The core CPI ran at a 12-month rate of 4.7, so still pretty high. The core CPI is actually the one that the Fed is looking at when they are discussing rate hikes. Also below the estimate, both measures were up 0.2% on the month, which is still like it's still up on the month, meaning that the problem is not over yet. Almost all of the monthly inflation increase came from shelter costs, which rose 0.4% and were up 7.7% from a year ago. And yesterday I watched an interesting video. If after the stream, if you have time, you can watch it. It's from Coin Bureau, about how the Asian economy crisis is affecting the entire world. And there was something interesting about the inflation rate that I want to share right here already, and that is that according to some analysts, inflation rate is mainly high because of services and not because of the energy prices, because the services have been subsidized, have been funded throughout the sea crisis with money printing. And now basically they are higher than before. Could be a reason why we are not coming down quickly on that inflation rate. But so far so good. Interesting one was this here with regards to inflation rate, because there's a new chart comparing 3 waves of inflation during the 70s to today. Buckle up, Jerome. You could still have your work cut out for you. So we see that here. The comparison of 2013 to 23 and 66 to 82. Looks very similar, although just chart comparisons never do the deal because the conditions at the time were different than today, so it could look entirely different. Nonetheless, if that is really happening, that the US CPI is rising once again like this, then there could be still very problematic times ahead. But we don't know, so yeah, we are going to look. Even though if this is the case, the next 2 years we would be still falling, which brings us already into the bull run, and then the rise of inflation again would in 77, 78 here, or respectively in the next 4 years would bring us into the bear market. So that actually would correlate with the liquidity cycle. So we're good, right? If we look at this part here, we're good. Jordan says, sub PH, Omi pumping LFG. We are coming to that in a second. That is one of the big discussion points that I want to look at today. But first of all, we need to look at some worrying data from China's economy, because they have the opposite problem of the US. China's economy has falling prices. They are not in a disinflation state, yeah, which is basically inflation lowering. They are in a deflationary state now. So here it still says has now raised fears of deflation, which could be crippling for heavily indebted China, which is very true. By the way, this is just, I don't know, this gives me the chills. Like, I mean, I have fever, so I have chills anyways. But I mean, look at that. I don't even want to live in something like that or look at that. But these photos are from these. I think these are from these, like, snowball real estate half-baked buildings. But nonetheless, so the United States has spent much of the past 18 months struggling to control inflation. China is experiencing the opposite problem. People and businesses are not spending, pushing the economy to the verge of a pernicious condition called deflation. So consumer prices in China, after barely rising for the previous several months, fell in July for the first time in more than 2 years. The country's National Bureau of Statistics announced on Wednesday. For 10 straight months, the wholesale price generally paid by businesses to factories and other producers have been down from a year earlier. Real estate prices are tumbling. And that is, I think, that right there, which is just a buy sentence, is something we need to look out, because the Evergrande problem and so on. So if even the real estate prices are tumbling in the midst of them building and building and building just to keep these mega real estate conglomerates alive, this could lead to a chain reaction that also brings those to collapse. Let's see what the chat is around here. Up 10% today. What does your CPI say about that? Omi exceeding the CPI. Season 3 OG says, that's why I started buying once I've seen based out. Jordan says, what did you eat? But actually enough. What do you mean? Like, you mean allergy? Like food allergy? Or what do you mean? I have crypto news on the breakfast menu. Mark Dobson says, get well soon, gute Besserung, German. Let's look at quickly at this one here for Bitcoin, because, I mean, we are still bullish on the overall market. And yes, if there is more confirmation of Ekomi really turning around, then, I'll have a purchase lined up there. Yeah, I said I have fever, yeah. But I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah, Probably I ate something wrong or so, I don't know. But anyways, look at this. So this is the epoch over epoch growth in return. So here you see the return scale, how much returns you made in Bitcoin in the first years, and here the let's say epoch over epoch growth, how much growth you actually experienced. So this is crazy, because this is here in the first run already. People were like, I don't know, like thousands of percent in the plus. And then, like, you see it here, the diminishing returns. Oh, you cannot see it on the top right? So the diminishing returns are visible here as well in terms of percentage. But obviously, I mean, if you first rise 10,000% and then on those 10,000% rise another 3-4,000 and then another 1,000 and another 350 and then another 200, obviously that is way more than you can ever get in any market. So this is very interesting in my opinion. This is where we are. So we are now in 2022. So these are the epoch growths. So here you see it. So we are right now. So had you bought in the last epoch, you'd be up like 200% still. So yeah, we will see how this happens. But this is about to end. So this epoch is about to end, and then you would go into the next one here. I think that was interesting just to visualize. And then this one here quickly, some Bitcoin news, and then we're jumping into the charts. But Riot, the Bitcoin mining firm Riot, reports a 76.7 million in total revenue, new all-time record hash rate capacity of 10.7 EH per second, and expanded execution of power strategy. And we see here on the bottom that they are mining at an average cost of $8,000 per Bitcoin. So each Bitcoin that they're making, they're basically $22,000 in the plus, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, that was the halving cycles, I think. Let me just quickly see. So the 4-year epoch. So these are the 4-year halvings. So basically, when Bitcoin emerged, and then the 2 cycles after that. And I think it's going until the halving, because here we are in August 10. So if you calculate to the part here on the right, this is more or less until April. So the next epoch begins with the halving, which is why also on this side you always have the bigger returns, and then you have the bear market to the end, and then a little bit more returns again. But I think that's interesting, and if you want to take a look at it once again, it's here on Bitcoin news in general. I think this is a great channel. On Twitter, loads of good stuff that you just can use for yourself, for your analysis of the broader market. So I really like what they are putting out. It's just pieces of information, like this one also. This is from the same channel. But I think it's good to get a quick look. Then also this one, I think this is really interesting, because I mean, the big money is in the altcoins, right? So the Sophie Bank holds 170 million in crypto, and now you could say, yeah, Bitcoin or what, because it's on the photo. No, actually, the portfolio includes Bitcoin, yes, but also Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Cardano. So they have been betting with over 100 million on crypto, probably a massive share in Ethereum and Bitcoin, but they also hold, here we see it, they also hold 4.5 million of Cardano. And probably, yeah, they are basically, I think what the reason why the banks are doing this is because they expect that they will be allowed to offer ETFs that are also like broader altcoin market, top 100 ETF, top 5 ETF, like altcoin mix ETF and so on. And if they already have the altcoins cheap and can then sell ETF shares, because if you have a direct ETF into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Cardano and Litecoin and so on, you need to always hold the equivalent in coin value to be able to sell the shares, right? Of that ETF. So for example, that is also the reason why the moment that all these Bitcoin ETFs are approved, there will be like these companies will purchase insane amount. They are already doing it, by the way. So if you're looking at Twitter, at the whale channels that are monitoring on-chain data for Bitcoin, you will see transactions of like 120, 150 million US dollars that are basically OTC transfers. You can bet your ass on that these are institutions and not individual investors stacking up Bitcoin in the background without Bitcoin reacting. Because what you see for Omi, for example, Omi would, if you made the same transfer that made Omi pump, which is not much liquidity, but if you made the same OTC, we wouldn't have a price reaction, right? So if like Reese, for example, sorry for the example, but if he sold this OTC, he wouldn't see anything, right? Um, yeah, unless maybe less demand, right, on the market. But yeah, so let's look at the market quickly. So we have mixed market, pulse chain hacks down bad, um, Rune and Sheep up now. So every altcoin has their turn in pumping a little bit. Chainlink, I always on this channel not promoted Chainlink, but I always said that I was bullish on Chainlink. So Chainlink had, I think, a pretty good week. You look at this, like a pretty good month, 22% in the plus. Obviously, newer coins will also do very well. Not all of them, but many of them. I think that's interesting to observe right now how that works. Quick one here on XRP, because you might have heard it, but I will say it once again. XRP, so the SEC is appealing or wants to appeal they basically officially appealed to the court decision, and now there will be a final decision on this probably. And I think there is somewhat like at the moment like an A, B, C correction or something like that before maybe there's a turnaround depending on what we get for news. But at the moment, I just see some kind of correction after this mega pump, and also the volume is going away, so we will see. Let's look at Bitcoin quickly, because basically we have the same in Bitcoin. Like this looks almost the same, just that we didn't have so much of a pump. But maybe there's also something. Why can't I draw? But there's also something that could be just like an ABC correction, and there we go. Going on. So we failed to come above this, which was the first criteria. So something like this, ABC coming down, right? So I think for Bitcoin it's critical before we look even at the higher prices here, where we could have a breakout. It's critical that we break this one here, and we tested it 2 times now. And there's massive confluence on this already, right? Look at this. These are all like points where Bitcoin reacted to this overhead resistance. So right now we only need a blow through this one. But yeah, there's not too much going on other than this not bearish retest, but you could also interpret it as breakout of this structure and now trying to retest on the structure or so. That would more or less coincide with the same thing. We will observe. I think Season 3 OG said before he's only looking at basically at horizontal resistances. Apparently he made a good call also on Omi, which we will see in a second. But let me just quickly give out one thing that we don't want to see, which could be happening, but we don't want to see, is that the DXY, because of the inflation, the CPI data, the core inflation still being high and so on, that the DXY is is breaking out and taking out the previous highs. That we don't want to see. We want to see this continue, right? If that happens, I think we are good. We are good on Bitcoin, but we don't know yet. Hey PH, what are your thoughts on the Veveverse so far? I don't know. I don't have in yesterday's live stream, I discussed all the reactions to the Veveverse. I think what I heard from the people about that were in this Twitter space, they were really excited, and I know some of the people, so I believe them. I think it's not overhyped. So I really expect this to come out better than we expected it previously, because I mean, what we saw from Decon, we were like, doesn't look too good, and then we saw all the people that were like, yeah, spatial is way better, but the reaction is that it's better than spatial and very easy to handle and so on. So Bitcoin dominance going up. So my take is I want to see it first, but I think it's good. Let's talk about Ekomi. So I said before that if I don't know why TradingView never lets me draw. when it's longer than X hours, like the same chart. So um, the title of this stream is Ekomi pump and dump, right? At the moment, is this a pump and dump? And there are some arguments against this, and some history in favor of this. So I put this in yesterday just as a question mark. And I said that if in the streams before, like if here when we had this bearish retest, right? If Omi breaks above this, closes above this, and confirms this level, then I will consider that the bottom is probably in for Omi. But we have seen yesterday, we have been above it. We have been above it here as well. And we closed below it. So now we are testing it again. And the big question is, will we break through? Or will we come back and maybe test this massive line here first? I don't know. That is where, I don't know. I hope season 3 OG is still here. But he can tell us also what he is seeing maybe. Because, I mean, he is, as we saw, he's made this call that... so in the I don't know if it was yesterday or 2 streams ago when we were still in this box. I think then it was 2 streams ago. He said that he thinks that there's a base and that the bottom is in for Ekomi. So for me, I want confirmation about this, that this is not coming down once again, and we are like having a fake out or so. I mean, we could also look at the weekly. On the weekly, it looks, so, I mean, so for me, what is the difference between this and this on the weekly? I don't know, to be honest. I just don't know. Because we have seen this many times before. Like we saw this, I mean, it's a little bit more choppy, so you could argue that it's not the same. But we had relief rally, relief rally, relief rally. We had a lot of these relief rallies, right? So my big question is, why should this be the bottom if this wasn't the bottom? If this wasn't the bottom? How can we make it? I think the only reasonable point is to say that we have this falling wedge, and this is the breakout already of the falling wedge. Blaze says, I hope Omi drops back. I want to accumulate more before the real run up. Although these prices are still a steal. Season 3 says, gotta be careful of that 0007 resistance. If we hold above, then there's nothing stopping it from, I 100%, straight to 0011. I 100% agree. I think this one here is more or less this. I have this resistance at 000715 or so, but nonetheless, like this 0007 resistance, I think it's critical, and I think we will. If we break it, but I think this price action is driven by the excitement of the Veveverse. And we haven't seen it yet. Only a couple of people have seen it, and there's no information whatsoever about the potential use of Ekomi. So, and then again, also, I mean, the volume. Look at this. The volume is not overwhelming. Like, I don't know, can you even describe this as a breakout volume? I hate to say it, and probably, here's the thing. When we are coming back in the bull market, everyone will be like, I told you so, right? The ones that also said, I told you so here, when it came up here and tested this one. But I really... Before my criteria, I said this also for Bitcoin, until my criteria isn't met, which was also taking out the previous high, I don't consider the bottom as in, which leads to that I did not call as other channels or try to call the exact day, right? But I want to be very cautious because I have seen too many of these here and then another drawdown. So right now, if I look at it, so the other one is, for example, look at this. So we have this resistance, right? And then here on the bottom, we have, I mean, Season 3 OG said also that he doesn't look at indicators, right? I do. And usually when the RSI is already overbought, there's not much room left for extensive pumps, right? So what does it mean to buy in here now? It means that for every million, you're now spending $710 dollars instead of 647, right? So for every million, you're spending like 50, 60, $70 more. I am willing to take that, considering the upside when there is a confirmed breakout, right? So I don't care, because otherwise, look, for example, the people that bought here because they thought it's the bottom, they bought like at 001 and 0009. So even if I wait until this happens, I can still buy way cheaper than here, right? So if I wait for confirmation like I did here, I'm still going better to wait for that confirmation. That is only my strategy. and also one thing of the strategy of waiting stuff out and see how it develops is that you can have more dry powder on the side, right? So we don't know yet if this is a pump and dump, but what we know is that the last time that someone dropped a massive or a bigger one in the order books, it just has triggered a big fat sell order. And we see it also here, like we only have wicks above this line. So as long as we do not have a candle body close of a daily candle, I don't give a shit about 4 hour candles, a daily candle, I don't consider this. And I can really see that we are coming down at least to test this one. And yeah, maybe if we see that we test this one and hold above this box, then I will maybe execute at the 6.5 or so a purchase. Yeah, Jordan's volume by the same whales, maybe. Now we have fundamentals to run by, right? Veveverse might push it up if it lives up to its hype. I agree on the hype, but I disagree on the fundamentals, because it's once, if you have seen my video about the Ekomi panic, where I reacted to a tweet from Foster, it's always the same. Like, people take Vivi milestones and delivering on Vivi and deduct that there's something big now coming in the next 2 weeks or 4 weeks for Ekomi. And yes, after such a long time, there's always the chance that right now it is coming, but there's also the chance that that if we are not, for example, if these beta access guys cannot share video footage and it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks until the next ones are onboarding, or until they can show, maybe even the excitement of the first reaction to the Veveverse dies down, and that could lead to a trickle down in price again. The other side is that there's more and more footage coming out, everyone gets excited, and Omi price is just pumping on Vivi fundamentals, right? It can happen. Yeah, but so far, I mean, look at the volume here, for example. Like there was green volume, higher, way higher than here, and it was not the bottom. So yeah, and then yeah, we will see. If clearly, if Ekomi pumps hard, it could happen that that exchanges are suddenly realizing that they should buy some cheap Omi to offer it, and then it could pump even more. But from all that I'm seeing, I'm chilling, right? I have 2.1 million Ekomi tokens, and I'm okay with, like, if it breaks out and just goes straight to the moon, I'm okay with that, right? That's 1% of what Jordan has. But I'm okay with that. And if not, if it comes back, I'll get a 3rd million or so. And then I'm also good with it. What definitely will not be happening anymore probably is that I get tens of millions of Omi, unless Omi is like plunging to, what is that, like 0003 or so, then I could buy a little bit bigger ones. Blaze13 says these are the best times to buy. It's a blessing in disguise. The team has been extremely cautious and slow to deliver token wise. Yeah, so I agree. Like everyone who needs more Omi to feel comfortable, this is definitely not a bad time, right? To DCA, everyone who says that Omi is certainly going back to 1 cent, it's definitely not a bad time to buy. Even if you are buying now for $700 instead of 628, or I purchased like 120,000 really down here, like at 5.7 or so. So at least I would have one purchase really low. But yeah, if it comes back, as I said before, I'll purchase more. That's for sure. I hope that all helps. But I want to see how it plays out. Anyways, I want to show this one because there's not only is there action going on in the Ekomi token, but also look at this one. The Superman legendary on DC sold for 10,000 US dollars, the legendary one, right? Mint number 12. Now, why that is the mint number 12, there are only 150 total minted. But what tells that to you? So obviously this is the most expensive comic in the world. I think one of the most expensive, at least in real life. And having that one as a first one legendary comic obviously justifies higher prices. So someone is betting on this going at least a 10 to 20x in the bull run. Okay. But look at the scarcity and look at what we are having in the same scarcity comic-wise on the app. We have 125 edition, 188 comic editions where the comic in real life is worth between 50,000, 200,000 and even closer to $1 million on the last sales, right? So yeah, this is why I'm bullish on the secret rare comics, because the ones they are trading at 50, 60, 100 gems, 150 or 200 gems. This is a fraction of 2%, 1% of this sale price here. Although the comic quality, like what this comic means in this space, is maybe not exactly comparable. Once comic collectors are coming in with big money, I think this can give us a clue where the secret rare comics can go in the future. So I just thought this is interesting that you know that this is happening on Ethereum right now, on Palm NFT. Blaze says DCA all the way, sure. I have around 16 million and want to get 20 million. Jordan says, good luck getting Omi under 0006 again. Yeah, that will be difficult. If the bottom is in, probably not gonna happen anymore. But maybe at 6.5. I agree, Jordan, says Crazy Dan. Yeah, and if we pump, a lot of people in this chat are going to be fucking rich, and we are going to celebrate that. We are going to celebrate that, and you guys are going. If that happens soon, yeah, that will be definitely good. Okay, so by the way, guys, I've completely forgot that in the discussion, but if you don't know it yet, Jordan has a format. It's called Around the Ekomiverse. He has constantly amazing guests on. Last time he has frequently Crypto Rain on. He had Randy on. He had several people like from the established YouTube community of around Ekomi and Vivi on. So make sure to subscribe to him as well, and check out these ones. I've been a guest 2 times, I think, for now, or 3 times already. I don't even remember. But yeah, so let's talk about Vivi. I don't care about Disney Princess villain posters, but if you do, here's the video of how they look. I don't think they are something special, at least for me.
Then we have the X-Wing coming up. So tomorrow there's the Green Lantern, and on Sunday there's the X-Wing coming out. And there's something special about the X-Wing, which you might not have heard about just yet. So first of all, it looks really great. Secondly, there's something special with regards to the editions, because they are holding back. They are holding back a total of 90 editions, which is more, in my opinion, that they held back before. But the most important thing is, where is it? It's here, this part. The X-Wing digital collectible may include possible future interactivity with Star Wars Droids Series 1, R2D2 in Veveverse environments. So apparently you can load the R2 into your X-Wing, which is crazy, right? And the reaction was immediate. After this was known on Twitter, the R2D2 pumped from 200 gems or below 200 gems to 400 gems, where it's sitting right now. And even the R5, which is not mentioned here, it has pumped. It has like doubled in price. So I'm thinking about taking profit on the R5, because I want to buy a secret rare comic instead of that with it. What do you think? Like, I bought the R5 like for 40 gems, and now it's sitting at 84. So I would have doubled my money. Caro says FUD. Yeah, we're constantly fudding. Yeah. The future looks extremely bright. IMO says Crazy Dan. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So I think the Vivi is starting to deliver now on Vivi. I just want to see them deliver on Omi as well. But I think I told you guys before, I give them time until the halving. There's plenty of time. I think they will deliver before, and then we're good. Wise Grouch says, I think people will give collectibles utility in the Viviverse like private parties for having vault. Pure speculation, though. I think that is it's already happening. By the way, it's already happening. You don't even need the Viviverse for it. For example, there's a Twitter channel that it's an automatic bot, and they post certain collectible transfers, the price, and how the floor develops. And the premium version of that feed, you can access if you prove that you have the animated Thor collectible, the secret rare. So I didn't know about this, and one day I saw that this is a requirement for that premium feed, and I messaged them that I have this one, proved that I have it, and now I'm getting to consume this feed while I'm owning this collectible, right? So I get access to premium service by something that I already have just because it's cool IP. So I think that's great, and this is only the beginning, right? I mean, there will be collectibles that are worth so much. There will be comic collectors probably that are. So, for example, I could build an amazing comic collection vault, and I can do giveaways maybe in my vault as a streamer, and maybe I can make it that everyone can only participate in my vault and my giveaways and so on if they hold a specific type of secret rare comic. I can just create that environment in which only the people that hold one of, I don't know, Journey into Mystery 83 or so can participate in my vault, right? And here's the thing: when the Viviverse is really so good, as they say, obviously I'm going to make the Viviverse part of my streams, right? The building, being creative, having you, like, imagine that you guys, we have 30, by the way, we have 30 people in the chat. Please smash up the like button right now. For the live stream, please double these numbers. Everyone, I need every like here right now to get more people in. because we need to get more people in, because what's going to happen is that you guys could then, when we all have access to the Veveverse, we can hang out in my vault or in the vault of, let's say, Jordan or Crazy Dan or whatever. And while I'm streaming, you would see your avatars and whatever is happening, right? So by then, when Omi is going up, when the collectibles are going up, we are not going to hang out with 30 people anymore in the live stream chat here, right? We're going to hang out with hundreds of people, because obviously people will come back to Vivi, come back to Ekomi when they see that price going up, when they see big green dildos on the price chart. They will get excited, right? So we're all building here in the bear market. So that is probably going to happen. And yeah, I cannot wait to make use of creator tools to improve the experience of these crypto morning coffees. There was also the request, by the way, there was a request of evening live streams. It will happen. I just need to I just need to align this, starting out with one probably, and then it will not be the same content as Crypto Morning Coffee, because Crypto Morning Coffee is more for crypto news and everything else. But I want to have a lot of guests on. I still need to bring Jordan on, but life was so crazy that I couldn't do it. I have a list of 10, 15 people that I want to bring on. And there will be so much to talk about with regards to Ekomi and yeah. Yeah, so Conquer says definitely will build a golden moments gallery. That is for sure. I have some of them as well. I really want to put like my golden Iron Man and the Avengers A, and I don't know what else do I have, the duos, the golden moment duos. I want to put them in a spotlight where they are the center of my collection. And then another part needs to be a comic collection showroom where I can flex some of my secret rares, and especially the Vivi exclusive ultra rares that are looking so amazing. So yeah. So here's how it's going to look. Yeah, there we go. So I mean, obviously it's someone filmed this on the PC with a smartphone, but this is how the collectible looks, and the animation there, the wings go into the X. I think it's super funny that they brought this one right after Twitter renamed to X. I don't know if this is coincidence or if they said, look, this is the perfect time. Everyone is looking on X. Wise Grouch says, do you remember when the team said we can maybe rent our collectibles? Maybe we can change Omi for it or charge Omi for it. That would be the best of all cases if you could rent for Omi. I think it's a great idea. There is no information on when and how renting of collectibles is coming to the app. It was part of the previous Omi utility programs. You had to stake Omi for a longer time to get into several tiers, and one of the tiers was burning collectibles, and one of the tiers was renting out collectibles. And I remember that Dr. Profit also said that he purchased so many partner statues so that he can rent them out later. And this is where, for example, let's say the Thor, let's just take the same example. Let's say my animated secret rare Thor is so high in price and someone wants to get access to his Vivi feed, right? To monitor some prices for 2 weeks. So we could agree on me renting it out to him, and then this guy, instead of me, gets access for that time to this premium feed, right? And now you can replace the premium feed with whatever utility and my Thor with whatever collectible. And if these collectibles have different utilities, then that's... So for example, you could say, with this X-Wing, right? Let's say you... what's happening? Okay, there we go. So let's say you can only fly the X-Wing in the Veveverse if you have a droid loaded up into it, or an R2. And then probably the R2 is going to be so expensive that some people will not be able to afford it, but they want to do something like take a video of them flying with the X-Wing. They want to fly somewhere where you cannot go in the Veveverse without the X-Wing. So you could rent your R2 for some flying days to someone else and get money or Omi or whatever in exchange for it, right? So the theories or the possibilities on this are endless, in my opinion. Yeah, and it makes me really bullish on, especially on collectibles, to be honest, because I mean, renting out collectibles, although it can reward you in US dollar and Omi and whatever, the big thing is the collectible being an asset that can make you constant money. So imagine people living off of collectible renting, just that, right? If they have such big stacks, or let's say there is a comic, and like for example, there's one comic that the Amazing Spider-Man 252, I think, it's so scarce that even the common will not be achievable anymore for people, for many people, right? So probably they will have to rent it to be able to read it in the Veveverse. So yeah, the possibilities are endless. Here's another one. I think that was amazing. So someone said, "Who cares about the tower, the Avengers Tower, if you can have the Battlestar from Battlestar Galactica?" And he took this video, and I think, look, I mean, this looks just awesome, and this is just the beginning. This is the excuse me, guys, the utility that we already have. So that is what you can already do with collectibles. Amazing shot here from this guy. Looks really, really good, and it's extremely big. So yeah, that one, I don't know if you know the TV series for Battlestar, but yeah, it's really good. And then yeah, this one I tried it out. Let's go. That was my my OKX. But here, the Vivi feed, right? So I'm in here in my account. I hope I'm still logged in. Yeah, there we go. So they implemented the Vivi feed into the web app, and it's, first of all, it's super smooth. The overview of the posts are really great. They have implemented the view in market button and so on. The mint, the rarities, everything. And on the right, and this is one of the best things in my opinion, on the right here you see they have the latest drops. So, and they should have upcoming drops as well on the right, so that you already, while you're browsing the feed, you're seeing what is going on, right? Oh, Vivi has gifted you a collectible right now. I think that could be the pen. Yeah, so let me see. Okay, it's just low. Did you guys get an airdrop as well? I don't know what's happening, but yeah, let's look in the... Yo, there we go. There's the pen. Wreck-It Ralph pencil. There we go. Okay. FE751. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Sub 1000. Did you guys get one? What did you guys all get? So I bought this. Only the people that bought Wreck-It Ralph on drop. By the way, did this sell out? Yeah, smash that like button, guys. As Blaze. Oh, the upcoming 3 drops are in here. Look at this. Also, Vivi is dropping more and more and more. But let's see if Wreck-It Ralph actually sold out. Collectibles. How do I see? Oh yeah, there we go. We need direct messaging. Yeah, direct messaging, and we need a functionality where you can offer. So let me see. Oh, okay. I think it's sold out before the pen dropped. Yeah, sold out. Okay. Yeah, it sold out. So probably, okay, so I was hoping that it didn't, and then the pen is more scarce. But there was only... There should be... Let me see. Let's see if there's what the market says about the pen. Where can I get to go to market here directly? Yeah, let's just look at the collectibles market. Collectibles. Is there already no one listed the pen yet. Or you can't, because sometimes you have the bug, yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. So on the phone it's still loading, I don't know why, but I think that you cannot list it yet. Sometimes you have this bug where you're saying, let's look. Okay, so yeah, you cannot, I don't know why, but you can click sell in market. There we go. Yeah, but I can't. Okay, so there's none on the market, I think. Who got one? Let me know. Pensive 1492. Nice. So one of the middlemen's probably. Do you think blockchain history will bring value to an NFT? Like if we got a vault on the drop and never sold it, it's considered raw regardless of the mint. Do you think it will hold? Yeah, I think if that is ever like in the metadata within the app, I think it will. And also, for example, collectible that was held by a celebrity before and only by that celebrity before could be more valuable, and then you could say, hey, I bought this from that celebrity and now I'm the only holder, it got never to someone else or something like that. That could happen. Crazy Dan got the pencil 3112. Nice. And we also have another pencil secured, right? By the way, it says that I paid 40 gems for the pencil, which is obviously not true. But on the other hand, for tax reasons, probably a good thing. If you, oh yeah, now there are, okay, so the the pencils are now on the market for like 40 gems. I don't know why, but yeah. So the lowest mint is 269 on the market. I'm pretty satisfied with the one. Why doesn't it list here on the? So it's on the market, but I don't see it here. I don't see it here on the web app market. It's weird. Yeah. Let's look at what R2 is worth. 365. So people are taking profit now on the R2. Gonna burn it for the desk anyways. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to burn it as well. The only thing that I wouldn't burn is probably if I get a sub 100 mint on the. Why? If this is this is still, if I look, for example, I search and I go for like R5, right? I want to look at this droid. It does not show it. But if I go droid, look, the name of the collectible is R5. I'm looking for R5. It doesn't find it. So there's still work to do on the search bar. But I mean, it's not critical. It's just an observation. Yeah. So yeah. So that's it, guys, for today. Enjoy your pencils. And I believe with all that we have seen and that it's stretching out so far with the pencils, I'm pretty bullish on that one actually, because this animation desk, I have the feeling that you can trigger an animation in Disney collectibles with it, or it somehow gives you other utility. But it's worth for me the 200 gems that you need. You get the collectible, so I got the Elsa and the Wreck-It Ralph. You get whatever collectible out of the drop and the pencil. So for me, it's worth going for the 40 gems there on these drops. Yeah. But guys, make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. If you want to become a channel member, you always can. Much appreciated. Thanks. And yeah, tick the little bell to always get notified whenever I start another live stream. So yeah, send it, season 3 OG. We are going to look at Ekomi closely, and I see you in the next video or the next live stream. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or